Hey guys, how's it going? Eminem Gaming here, and today we're back with another video, and today we are going to be talking about some pretty interesting topics. We're going to be talking about Destiny 2, possible release date, some marketing stuff, and just my general impressions on Destiny. What did I think of the first game? Am I going to get the second game? All that good stuff. And PlayStation Now, PS4 games on PC. What is my thoughts? Obviously, you guys know I'm a PlayStation channel. Haven't talked about it yet, but we have some pretty interesting information about what games will be coming to the PC. So, yeah, let's just get into this video and let's start off with Destiny 2. And yeah, we have some pretty interesting possible, again, it's all rumors till confirmed, but some pretty interesting leaked posters to market the game, as you'll see on the screen here. And here you go, guys, the poster itself. And we've got some pretty interesting things on this poster. First off, and the most important thing to me personally, the date, 8th of September. You know, take this all with a grain of salt, but 8th of September could possibly be the release date for Destiny 2. In my opinion, this is a perfect date. It's just out of the October-November onslaught for gamers. You're looking this year, you're looking Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's going to have a story mode. It's going to be much more improved. I can't wait for it. You've also got possibly Red Dead Redemption, if not delayed. Hopefully, fingers crossed not. You're also going to have Mario Odyssey for the Nintendo Switch. You're also going to have, you know, FIFA and, you know, the Xbox games that, you know, going to launch with the Scorpio. So you've got a hell of a lot of content coming in the holiday. And honestly, it makes sense for Activision not to do an EA. No shots at EA. I like EA. But, you know, not to do an EA where they kind of put Titanfall 2 versus Battlefield 1, and it was never really going to be a contest. Everyone went to Battlefield, even though by all accounts, and I haven't played it, so don't take this as a review, Titanfall 2 was a fantastic game. However, due to silly marketing, the game suffered. I think this will probably have a 2-month span between Destiny 2 and Call of Duty, and I don't think either game will then suffer. For me personally, unless something crazy comes out like a Final Fantasy VII remake, which is the rumour coming around that time, or a Gran Turismo or something like that, I'll be getting Destiny day one. You know, I like the first one. I'm not going to act like I'm the biggest Destiny guy in the world or the biggest first-person shooter guy in the world. It was fun. Bear in mind, I haven't played the Taken King, which is meant to be like a completely different game. But that's my big problem with Activision sometimes. Not even Bungie, but Activision. They kind of split up their games, force in the DLC. And yeah, it definitely sucks for me personally. I'm not one of these guys who likes the splitting up of games. For example, Uncharted, they could have simply just split off an hour or two of the game and sold it as DLC. But I like the fact that they're doing a standalone DLC. You know, I like the fact that this DLC is thought of after the game's made. I feel with Activision sometimes they just take content out and sell it to you later. So hopefully that doesn't happen and we get a complete experience with Destiny. No Taken King or anything like that. Hopefully that's the case. Some other interesting things about this poster. Now again, I don't speak the language that is on the poster, so I do apologise very much for not fully understanding. But you see something about a beta at the bottom corner. Now maybe I'm mistaken. You know, I could well be mistaken. It's been known many a time. But could we possibly be getting a Destiny 2 beta? That'd be really cool. You know, like a network test. That'd be pretty cool. And what I noticed as well was a little PlayStation logo in the top right corner. Now, if you kind of follow Destiny right at the start of this generation, when it launched, Destiny was almost marketed as a PlayStation exclusive. At one point, it was no mention of Xbox. Obviously, it was on Xbox. It sold fantastic on Xbox, don't get me wrong. But the marketing was really strong for PlayStation. You got exclusive content, you got 30-day early content, you got all that sort of stuff with the first Destiny. Now, obviously, it'd be great if everyone gets it day and date. Doesn't bother me if that happens. However, possibly with what we had with the first game, maybe we could be looking at an exclusive beta or 30-day early beta or a weekend early, or like they do with Call of Duty. That's a strong possibility. But yeah, it's interesting, just in general, to see how many of these big AAA juggernauts have partnered with PlayStation. Not really surprising considering they are the market leader. However, as a PlayStation 3 fan, yeah, you didn't have too many of them sort of partnerships. So, very interesting to see. Do you think there'll be any exclusive content? Do you just think it's, marketing rights and we can brag it's better on PlayStation or whatever? What do you guys think? Let me know down below. And of course, let me know, are you hyped for the game? Like I said, I will be getting it if it is in September. Just missing out on that holiday rush because honestly, guys, the first couple of months of the year, 2017, I'm struggling with games as it is. I'll be playing these games all the way up until probably September. And then we got Destiny, Battlefront 2 and Red Dead and just crazy amount of games. But yeah, of course, let me know, guys, what your thoughts on Destiny 2 are. Are you hyped? Are you hoping they improved it? Or are you just not bothered in the slightest? Let me know. But now let's talk about PlayStation Now. I didn't mean for that to come off as a pun, but I guess it kind of did. Yeah, let's talk about this. Now, I was going to do a video on this a while back, but I just didn't find it that interesting, to be honest with you. I'm not really a big fan of PlayStation Now. And yeah, I really have no interest in it. So I didn't feel like talking about it until we got a bit more information, which we have got today. So let's talk about it, guys. So if you don't know what PlayStation Now is, it's a game streaming service. Basically, you pay a monthly fee and you get unlimited games. Play as much as you want. All these games. I have used the service. Not gonna lie, not too impressed with it. It was very laggy. The frames weren't good. It didn't look that good. Even for PS3 games, it didn't look particularly special. But bear in mind, I used it well over a year ago. So it could well have changed. It sounds like it has a lot. But basically, the service was all PS3 games. Now it is adding PlayStation 4 games. Obviously, some people were worried. Some people were hopeful that maybe it would be Horizon Zero Dawn or Uncharted 4 or these sort of stuff, which maybe was a little bit unrealistic. But we've got the official, I guess, what's in the beta. Bear in mind, more could be added on the full release, though I wouldn't see why. But it doesn't really make sense. But I think this gives us a basic understanding what you're going to get with PlayStation Now and PS4 games. So here are the games, and got to give a shout out before I do this to @JoelJ_Garcia on Twitter. He's a really cool guy. Go follow him. Go on his Twitter. He's actually watches subscriber on my channel as well, so shout out to you if you're watching, and thank you for this information. I know it's been going around quite a lot since he's done this, so well done. You deserve hopefully got grown a little bit from that. But let's just go on to the list and let's talk about what games we're getting. First off, Entwined, then Hohokum, Helldivers, Escape Plan, Killzone Shadowfall, Knack, Dead Nation, Doki Universe. Now, I'm probably butchering that name, but Doki Universe, it's a very weird game. I played a little bit, not for me. Hardware Rivals, Counter Spy, The Unfinished Swan, Resogun, Sound Shapes, and Super Stardust Ultra. Now, I'm not saying this is the full list. I think it is. However, let's just for the sake of argument in this video say this is the full list because we don't really know anything else. There's quite a common theme on this list, and that is every single one of these games, bar two, Knack, Killzone, which we will talk about in a bit, are all PlayStation Plus games. Because I was going through my when I was obviously I'm not pretending to be a professional YouTuber because I'm far from that. However, I like to do a little bit of research before I do my videos. Still probably mess up, but still I like to do that. And I was checking on my PlayStation Store. Been a PlayStation owner, PS Plus subscriber since day one. I add all mine to the library. Going through my library, and literally all of these I've got and not paid for. Well, I did through my PS Plus subscription, but you know what I'm saying. These are all PS Plus games, and they're all from 2013 to 2015. So they're quite old. You know, not old, you know, retro, but older sort of indie games. Not really surprising, you know, and for me, if you know me, I do support indie games. You know, I'm a big fan of, like, you know, Resogun. You know, I'm playing The Binding of Isaac right now. You know, I do try and support indie games where I can, and that's great. You know, obviously exclusives or whatever, but you know, for me, indie games, they're important, and they're very important on your platform, but I want these smaller developers to strive. So for me, I think this is a great way to get more people playing the games. And I think if they start out maybe on PlayStation, bring them to PlayStation now, bigger audience, more people can enjoy the games and possibly even buy it in the future. Who knows? So I think this is a really cool idea to have a lot of indie games on there because, you know, these are all relatively, bar a few that I don't personally like, really good games. So that is my opinion anyway. But let's talk about the big ones, the Killzone Shadowfall and Knack. The two interesting things about that is both of those are launch games. Both of them launched day and date with the PlayStation 4. So this shows, to me personally, that they're taking the whole PlayStation Now approach very, very slowly. They're probably going to add every 6 months to a year, one or two big quote unquote AAA PS4 exclusives every month to PlayStation Now. I assume the next ones will be whenever they do an update, because bear in mind this isn't out yet. The Order, I'd assume, would go on there, and also I've gone blank. Infamous Second Son. Those are the ones I'd assume that are going next. But yeah, what can I say? I'm not a big fan of Killzone, as you guys may know. I'm a big PlayStation fan, not a big fan of Killzone. I thought Knack was okay. It wasn't special, but I actually enjoyed it for what it was. But, you know, I'm excited to see what the sequel does, for sure. No doubt, but, you know, not really that big of a game. So I think this just shows the plan for PlayStation. I think slowly get their games onto the PC to stream it. I think a lot of these games there are of high quality. You could argue the AAA games are the ones of less quality, and I think that definitely is probably used as a marketing tool, maybe for the PC guys to, you know, sample it and say, do you know what? I'll get a PlayStation, or more importantly, the PlayStation guys can play these games on the go. So yeah, that's my thoughts. You know, let me know your guys' thoughts. I said this on Twitter and I'm going to stick by it. Probably proven wrong when they put them all out day one. But I feel that PlayStation Now, by probably the launch to a year of the PS5, I think 2019, 2020, realistic, all the PlayStation 4 games will be on there, and it'll just be a streaming service like that. I think that'd be pretty smart as well, you know. Wait for the sales of your PlayStation, you know, like they did with the PS3. Wait for those sales to die down. then get the games on there, because of course you want to sell games, you want to sell hardware as well. So I think while you have the system sellers like God of War, The Last of Us, Uncharted, I think you're fine putting the likes of Knack and Killzone on the PC. Now, what's my thoughts on this in general? I have been actually asked a few times, what's my thoughts on the whole PC integration thing. I'm absolutely fine with it. I was a little bit worried what's going to go on if they put all their games on like Microsoft, because honestly I didn't really know anything about PS Now. I used it, but I didn't really pay much attention. I played one game and it was just a mess and never touched it again. So yeah, for me it doesn't really bother me. One thing I was worried about was, I honestly do feel that since Microsoft has put all their games on PC, I think their hardware has struggled due to that. And when you're not really selling hardware, your software is doing okay, but nothing special. I think that's when you have to worry as a fan, because the money's not coming in, therefore they won't invest in new games, IPs, first party studios, etc. So that was a little worry I personally had. But looking at this, it's nothing like that in the slightest. But this is a thing that is going to annoy me if we get to E3 and we're coming off 2016, game, a little bit of a chat, game, and just an amazing conference overall. My worry is we're going to go to E3 this year and have like, oh, here's a cool game, maybe Final Fantasy 7, whatever, which is obviously not whatever, but you know what I mean. And then like, here's PS Now and all that sort of stuff. Please, Sony, I know you probably don't watch my videos. I'm pretty 100% sure you don't. However, if somebody can tell someone at Sony, please don't bring up PlayStation Now at E3. That's all I'm asking. I ain't asking for much. I just don't want to see PlayStation Now at E3 2017. If we can get that to happen, I'll be pretty happy. Hopefully they've got enough games to not have to worry about, PlayStation Now. But let me know your guys' thoughts. Are you happy? Are you annoyed by it? What are you interested in moving over to PC? I haven't really seen that response by people, but let me know your guys' thoughts. But yeah, hopefully Sony, my last thing I'll say on it is, it's a cool feature and I hope it makes Sony money. But for me personally, I just hope that, Sony just doesn't try and push this. Sometimes they just push failing products instead of focusing on their successful products. Hopefully this is not that sort of thing. But yeah, like I say, guys, rambling over. Let me know your thoughts. And as always, this has been M&M Gaming. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already. And I'll catch you guys in a new video.